Music and laughter filtered through the house, loud and merry with birthday cheer. The guest of honor was finally here. Thoroughly surprised, she greeted everyone with a giddy smile and a hug, the happiness shining on her face. She received beautiful gifts, a shimmering gold-linked bracelet, a knit blanket in stunning hues of emeralds and blues, a fragrant and rare perfume from overseas. Overjoyed, she moved on to the next planned event of the evening. The séance. Now that part of the surprise caused her dazzling smile to fade a bit, but not completely falter. The lights dimmed and we all sat around the table, cliché in our shades of curious, cavalier and craven. A man with lying eyes and an anxious heart was to be the so-called medium. I disliked him immensely. Speaking out loud, to no one sat around the table but to something or someone apparently in the room with us it was a crock of shit. He was a fraud. Maybe it was all in fun. It was a birthday party after all, nothing heavy, nothing serious. But some things you don't play with. Having fun sometimes leads to a funeral. A sudden clinking of glass echoed around the room, silencing the tipsy voices within. Glances were exchanged and I could feel their pulses racing. Hello? Is there someone there? Make yourself known again. I scoffed. Louder than I'd meant to. Eyes full of disdain and contempt snapped onto mine and I pressed my finger onto my lips, my version of a white flag waving. The silent room burst into noise once more as the table began to vibrate, subtly at first, but then lifting off the floor in its intensity. The birthday girl sat in rapt horror, her eyes wide with fear. With a definitive slam, the table collapsed back to its original resting place as it had never moved. An uneasy triumph crossed the man's face as our eyes met once more. Somewhere in the silent room, a mocking laughter began, full of both disgust and malice. I scanned the room, already knowing what I would find. The eyes of a shark. Dead but alive, hungry, and patient. A Cheshirian grin. Far too wide to be stretched across a human face. I shuddered as a foul wind began to blow on the enclosed room, and the party guests began to disperse. However, I was glued to my seat as my disbelief became my reality. Then another thought sparked hazily in my mind. They hadn't closed the board. Hurriedly, I reached to grab the planchette, but she was faster. She had grabbed it up in its newly gnarled fingers, and crumbled it into a fine dust. I struggled to my feet, praying and cursing along the way. The door was locked. From over my shoulder, the dark thing spoke. What a lovely present. Then the whooshing of blood filled my ears.